suppose I shouldn't be too surprised, seeing as you are at my Energy Infusion Clinic today. But I think with a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, we can get you feeling back to shipshape again. And I hope by the time you leave this appointment, you feel even just the littlest bit better. So my name is Calliope, as I said, and I am the owner and operator of our infusion clinic. I don't know how much you know about the operation, but this facility works almost like if you would get a blood transfusion. So you're in need of a little energy, and we can supply that based on what your vibes are, what you're looking for. We can infuse it with a little more oomph. And we can send you on your way, and you'll feel so much better. It's quick, it's easy, most of all, it's painless. Okay? Any questions so far? Right, so I use the blood transfusion analogy, but we're not going to be using any needles, anything invasive, okay? All right, I just have a few questions for you. So if you wouldn't mind just confirming your name for me. And is that your preferred name? How do you like to be addressed? Very good. Okay. So, would you mind just telling me a little bit about what has you feeling so drained? Why is it that you are looking for an energy infusion? Okay. Okay. All right. Very good. So that's quite a few different reasons. And even if you had just one of those, you would qualify for one of these energy infusions. We often see people who come in after they've had troubling personal news, or maybe they are having issues or have the end of a personal relationship, whether it's family, friends, or lovers. And some people get really bogged down by world events, local events. There's all sorts of reasons why humans need a little pick-me-up. Humans like to be cared for, on the whole, to a point, and we're often very solitary, unfortunately, in this modern world. And occasionally we need help from other people. We need to be taken care of once in a while. So my goal to help you out is treat you and to care for you and give you that little bit of help that you need. Okay? So as for my personal assessment, what I like to do is I like to take your testimony in addition to doing a quick little exam, I want to listen to your heart a bit, and we're going to take a little look at your soul, okay? All right, so I'm just going to sanitize my hands real quick, and from this point onwards, I will need to be touching you. I'll let you know when I do, and I'll tell you what's going on the whole time, okay? Is that all right with you? Okay, very good. Here we go. Now, let's take a little listen to your heart. Now, the reason that I do this is your heart can give us a lot of insight. It can tell us whether it's been a bit lethargic or whether it's been a bit anxious. It can tell us if it's been palpitating or skipping beats. It can tell us if it's been a little slow, if it's fatigued, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna pop the stethoscope in and have our little diaphragm here. Now I want you to just breathe normally for me, okay? And I'm gonna scooch a little bit closer. Okay, how is this? I know it's a touch close, but I want to be able to really hear what your heart's telling me. Okay. Good. So I'm just going to press the diaphragm on your chest, and I want to listen. Listening primarily for the cadence, the rhythm, the little song that your heart beats. I listen to the strength, the frequency, and if there are any little catches or skips. Our heart can tell us so much. It's not often that we listen to it, but when we do, we can often get a better inference on ourselves than what we may have thought originally. Your body has a whole mind of its own. Sometimes you just have feelings, emotions that you can't shake, but you don't know why you feel that way. But your body knows. Your body holds memory, keeps count. Okay. I think that that's sufficient. Tell me a little bit about what you've noticed with your heart. Have you felt any sort of catch, any skips, palpitating? Has it been quite slow or quite fast? Just going to note that down as you speak. Mm-hmm. Okay. See, and when I took a little listen, I could hear those little catches. It almost has a fluttery feeling to it. Like, I think the best way I could describe it is as your heart pumps, right? As it pumps back and forth like this. Okay? Obviously it's not like this, but it's like a pump, right? Yours kind of feels like it doesn't go in all the way. Like it's not letting itself do the full motion. It's just kind of fluttering like this, if that makes any sense. I can pick that up just from listening. I have quite a bit of training on the matter, and I've listened to many arts, so it's something that's actually a lot more common than you'd realize. We see this often with those that have a lot of anxiety. It's almost like your body is just waiting. It's waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's waiting for something to happen. It stutters, it flutters, right? Let's see. Okay. There we go. Now, as for your soul, I like to take a peek with something quite mundane, like the stethoscope, but still rather useful. I have a little light here, like that. And the benefit to this is that there's a little funnel here. And I can look deeper into those little tiny bits, kind of like a magnifying glass, but more that it occludes the big picture and allows me to hone in on these little tiny bits. Okay? So I like to flip our lens right here, and I'll be just taking a look. Now your soul can be in a couple different places. Usually we find that it might start around the joining of the clavicles. It may start around the top of the sternum. Okay, we have a little bit right here, a little bit right here. It may start a little lower on the sternum. I've even seen some of them go down to the solar plexus, where they end. Really is an individual experience. So I'm just going to flip this on, and I'm going to have a little look here. So I'm going to get quite close, and I just want to look here. So I let my eyes go a little unfocused. It's like when one is reading auras. You look at the thing, but not quite at the thing. Let your eyes go a little glazed and bingo. There we go. Get a little bit of strain, but overall, that's where it is. It's both there and not there. Can't look at it directly, but you look right at it. It's a beautiful paradox. I see. All soles generally have a fissure or two. They can scar over. They can be absorbed by your soul growing a bit, almost like when a tree has a cut and the bark grows around it. But these fissures, a couple of them, they're not new. Looks like they've tried to mend, but they had some progress, but ultimately it's still rather inflamed. But some of the fissures are indeed new, rather fresh. I think you made a good call in coming here. With an energy infusion, I think that we will be able to get a kickstart on your body, your mind finally addressing those fissures, and we may be able to help them heal. It still takes some time. It's still a bit of a process, but I think we can make progress. Okay? So, judging by your general vibe here, you've been quite quiet, soft-spoken, and well-mannered. I think that you have more of a cooler demeanor. We often see this with water-type people, sometimes air. But I'm getting this image of a lot of water. Can be quite soothing, but with enough force, with enough volume, could also be quite destructive, right? There are many sides to a person, but I can almost just hear the rushing of water around you. That's good. I think that is pretty good. I think that is a good countenance to have. But we're going to have to do a little extra prep work, I think. So when we do our energy infusions, we have to prep the person. Almost like you would prep the skin with a transfusion. We need to prep your body, your heart, your soul for this procedure. I like to start with two possible options. I think for you, I may recommend that we do both, but let me show you. So first, pair of what's known as ice globes. Now, ice globes used in this particular context will help cool and smooth your body, your soul, your own personal energy, and subdue it a little bit so we don't have any nasty reactions. Okay? The other thing that I can do is we can clean you up a little bit. We can dust off the remnants of negative energy that you harbor, energy that you once had but no longer do. We can erase some of those imprints. I think that with what I'm seeing with you, with those fissures, it would be beneficial to do both. I also want to give you a bit of a prep, I want to say solution, but it's a little jar of energy medication, if you will. And I would just be placing this on your face, especially underneath your nose. And as you breathe it in, you'll feel calmer, more relaxed. Your energy will flow just a bit better. I guess you could call it like energy Xanax. Okay? It just makes everything a little more smooth. Okay? How does that sound? Alright. I promise it's safe. If it wasn't, I wouldn't suggest it. Okay? Alright, so let's start with our medicine. So I just take a little bit here, just a little bit, my finger. I'm going to start by just popping that under your nose and then working it around your face, okay? So I'm just going to dot, 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 dot. Just dot that below the nose. Okay. And then we just work that the side, side, side. And I like to go up, up, up. Avoiding the eyes, of course. Out and up, out and up, out and up, in and up, in and up, in and up. Take a little bit of time to soothe that into the forehead. Little remnants will just drag a little bit down, avoiding the mouth. Down, down, down. How was that? What's it smell like to you? I see. It smells differently to everybody. Me personally, it smells quite a bit like lilacs, a little bit of clethra, a little bit of bedelia, some lemon blossom. Very soothing and floral. Okay. And let's start, I think, with cleaning you off, and then we'll smooth everything out with our ice globes. Okay? So I'm just going to swirl our brush along you. Okay? Just going to come and swirl, 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 just like that. How is that? Yeah, let me just slow it down a bit. How's that? A little better? Okay. Just go ahead and swirl the brush around. Just very gently swirling around. We'll get your face a bit. We'll work on your heart, your soul. We'll get our ice globes. We'll smooth everything out. Okay, let's do that along your heart and soul. Just going to continue to swirl that around. Just whisking away any remnants of energy that you once had, or anything that no longer serves you. We're just going to give this a nice little clean. We'll proceed with our ice globes. How is this? It's alright. It's almost ticklish, isn't it? Almost just that bit of tickling sensation. Alright. I think we're very nearly done. Don't want to do too much prep work. Sometimes I can get a bit lost in this. But the goal is to give you some more energy. Okay? Smoothing up. How is this? Can work with one side each. bit of energy here. Comes in a liquid form. It takes a little bit. The goal isn't to replace too much. Again, we're just supplementing. We're just infusing. Okay. Let's start at the top here. I like to get a good smoothing through all 7 chakra centers. Good. And then through the meridians. Start at the crown, work down, work down, work down, and then down, down. Work first through the abdomen. Legs, and into the feet, go back up, let's circulate through, and out. Out through the arms, into the hands, back up again, recirculating. From the third eye, we move down, down, down. We follow the meridians. It's giving everything a little boost. Down to the feet. Back up, and up, and along the arms, along the arms. Hands here. Back up, back up, back up, and from the throat, just a couple of drops at a time. Throat down. Each pass will be shorter and shorter. Legs, and shorter passes. Feet, feet, feet. Back up, 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 out, out, out. Sacral. Lastly, to the root chakra. Last little bit to bring it all together. Just one more drop. All the way over. Good. All the way over. Good. All the way over. All the way over. Good. Just casting off any of the excess that you nor I need very much. Good. Mind if I just take a little listen to your heart once more? Breathe normally for me. I like that a lot more. It's much more even, a lot smoother, little less quick as well. Let's look at your soul. Just pop open the little lens there. Let's take a look here. Take a little look. Okay. So your soul's just a little brighter. It's been pretty pale, but I can see that those fissures are a little less angry looking. We don't expect to see too much progress or too much change with the soul, but the overall picture, we hope, is a bit brighter. It's a little less anemic looking. Okay. And that's what we like to see. So it looks like our energy infusion has been successful, and from here on, you may notice for the next couple of days that you're very lethargic, very tired. That's because your energy is working to mesh with the energy that we infused. It takes a couple of days for everything to get back into working order. So you may notice you need to rest a lot, and I would encourage you to do so. Okay? And after that, you may not notice too much at first. These sort of changes are quite gradual. You may notice, for example, that you are a little less quick to anger or sadness, or perhaps it lasts a little less long. You may notice that it's a little bit easier to enjoy something, or to laugh, or to speak your mind, to stick up for yourself. It's these teensy tiny little changes that you build on. So we're not completely replacing your energy and giving you all this foreign sort of feeling. It's you just a little more clear, right? It's you being able to take care of yourself just a little bit better. Or it's you who's able to stand up for themselves a little better. It's you that gives love a little easier, smiles a little more, doesn't hold so much anger, frustration, regret, sadness. Hold it a little less long. It's all these little changes that eventually make a much bigger difference. Okay? Alright, you have any questions for me at all? Right, so should you need another energy infusion, I think that we can reassess in about 6 months. We don't want to do it too often. Again, that may overwhelm your actual energy and cause a bit of a problem, but sometimes we need a little bit of a topping off, or we need just a little bit more to really cinch it all together. Okay? I don't expect with what you have going on that we would need more than 2 touch-ups. I think 1, certainly I could see that, but 2 tops. Now the best thing that you can do is take care of yourself, listen to yourself, don't push too hard. You can go past your comfort zone. You can go past your limits a little bit, but we don't want to push too hard. Like a rubber band, we can stretch it a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, but you stretch too far and it snaps, right? Yes. Okay. So, if you would like, you're more than welcome to stay here for a bit longer and just kind of come back to the real world, and you can even have yourself a little rest if that's what helps you. Okay? I want to thank you so much for coming to my Energy Infusion Clinic. I hope you have a whale of a day and a good rest of your night. Thank you. Goodbye now. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like this video if you want to, comment if you'd like to, and subscribe